Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Matheus Cunha card to review today. So we're taking a look at a card that is 6 foot tall, high-low work rates, right-footed, 4-star skills with a 4-star weak foot. Now, in regards to him being a high-low work rated player, I prefer to have that work rate mostly in the striker position. But in the cam position, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how he's going to move in that area, because this is not a card that I see myself using on the sides at all. It's just definitely a player that you either use up top in the striker position or the cam position, right? So in regards to his in-game player traits, he does have the outside foot shot traits, but no finesse shot traits. In games, he's got 85 acceleration with 86 sprint speed. We're going to be giving him a Hawk chemistry style instead of the Hunter one, because I want to see if I actually want the Hunter chemistry style because of his high-low work rates and maybe aggressive attacking AI. We'll see if that's actually the case, right? But base card stats for shooting is pretty good, but you do want to improve that as much as possible with this card. 84 attacking positioning, 88 finishing, 84 shot power with 86 composure is pretty decent. So the Hawk will give him an extra boost for shot power, finishing, all that fun stuff. For passing on the card, he's got 82 short passing with 86 curve with 83 crossing. Dribbling on the card, it's one of those cards, guys, that you unlock because you kind of hope that he gets some sort of upgrade in the future. It's Hertha Berlin, and I think they do it based off of 3 wins nowadays. I'm not 100% sure, but this card definitely needs the upgrades for sure, because with him, guys, you know, even on Flippin', people are giving him the Hunter, the Hawk, and whatnot. If you give him a Hawk, the dribbling is still not going to feel super responsive, but it's still going to be good enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those types of cards where it's not going to feel like this, you know, but it'll be fine. With an engine chemistry style, you could boost his dribbling as much as possible as well in the important areas, but then you'd be lacking in the finishing department with a card like this. So it really just depends on what you want to use for him. I'm going to use a Hawk on him because I don't feel like you can change his dribbling characteristics at all. So hopefully he's pretty decent, because last year or 2 years ago, I think when he was a high work rated player, I actually enjoyed using him in the cam spot a lot. It was always the player that I told Paul to use for the Bundesliga accounts. I was just playing the games on his account because it's the least I can do, obviously, for the player reviews. But I want to start off with this card in the cam position, because, like I said, I'm very curious to see how he's going to play. I think it's four. Yeah, we'll do balance. I want to see how he plays in that cam position with the comeback and defense instruction, which is perfectly fine, because with his physical stats, we're giving him 80 strength with 86 aggression, 90 jumping while having 83 stamina. So I just want to see what he's like over there. And then at some point, I may move him to the striker position as well. But I do think he's mostly going to be a cam. We'll see. I could see him being a pretty decent secondary striker as well if you guys decide to go with that. But let's go into a game. Let's see how he plays. Just got to make sure it's his attacking tactic, because sometimes I forget for these guys' accounts because it's different sometimes. But yeah, let's get into a game and see how he plays. Okay, so we'll switch to the 4-2-3-1 right away. Let's see how he plays. Shot across goal. Beautiful stuff. Nicely done. Yeah, it's one of those cards, guys, that you would definitely have to compensate for the dribbling as much as you possibly can, which is possible, guys. Like, I was using the rare gold team, and, you know, João Felix, even with the engine chemistry style on his rare gold version of the card, you can definitely compensate enough for it. So in an area like that, you can see that it's still pretty decent. If it was in, like, the low 70s area, it wouldn't necessarily be ideal, but for this card so far, it's definitely something that you can compensate for and at least have fun with, so. So that's just me testing out the full circle dribble just to see what he's like responsive-wise. So you can see that he's not like super rapid, obviously, but it's perfectly fine for a card like this. Gotta hope that his high-low work rates in a situation like that kind of happens more often, so that you can kind of attack that empty space whenever they see it, right? That turn right there is kind of heavy. You can kind of tell just from that alone, from the off-the-ball movement. But that's to be seen with this card, you know? Like, it was pretty obvious, right? I'll definitely say that I think it was the winter refresh version of the card last year or 2 years ago, definitely preferred a card like that. He was freaking nice, man. I just want to see what his dribbling is like under pressure. It's not bad. It's usable for sure. Pretty aggressive in that side position right there, actually. Moves into the area over here. Try a shot from out there. Not too bad, actually. I think giving him a hockey chemistry style is important, guys, because I'm a really huge advocate of letting you guys know that shot power is very, very important in this game when it comes to finishing. Usually when it's at like an 87 or an 86, I usually don't like it, you know, but once I boost it to above a 90 where it's like a 92 or something, it's definitely noticeably better in my opinion. But get the space there. Oh, I tried to shoot that immediately, couldn't do it. Situations like that, it's actually ideal to do like a half croquette to kind of put your body ahead of the ball there so that you can, you know, just find that small little angle to score. And these through balls are crazy. Okay, so that's just me doing a regular pass. Does he utilize this empty space here? Okay, aggressive in that area. We're going to switch with the striker. Let's try a finesse shot. Generic. Obviously doesn't have the trait, so I don't trust him to hit those quite often, but yeah, his movement, it seems okay in the cam position so far. It's something special, I would say. Let's get a bounce touch here. A little bit of rough dribbling right there. I think for me to enjoy the general experience of using this card, I may give him a dribbling boost, or I may give him a dribbling boost. Probably like a marksman, because a marksman still gives him the shooting boost, and it doesn't really feel like it's hugely necessary to give him that pace boost either. But yeah, I'm going to switch to the long ball tactics as well to kind of like force that work rate out of him. I mean, he doesn't feel like he has a high-low. I would say he feels like he has like a high-medium, which is, you know, pretty normal in this game, to be fair. That little sway in his movement, you know, with his body type and whatnot, I feel like it's going to affect the general experience of the card for sure. So that's why I feel like you definitely need to improve those variables of the card as much as possible. I'm going to force a run out of him here. Fake shot, angle, through ball, first time strike. Nice, there we go. Yeah, it's moments like that where having the pace is nice if you really want to force those runs, but I don't know how often I'm going to get myself into a situation where I'm going to force runs with him. Maybe what I could do here is we're going to try and melt with the long ball tactic. I think it was 4 and 6. Yeah, let's try that out instead. Cards like this, guys, are still fun to use. Like I said, I was using the rare gold João Felix, and this card, he somewhat feels very similar to João Felix in that sense, right? Like a body type, height. It would be nice if he had the 5-star skills, because the 5-star skills actually compensates a lot for the lack of dribbling, because you guys know how the mechanics in this game work. You kind of have to do skill moves, actually, to move into specific areas of the pitch quicker, right? Like the scoop turn is way better than just dribbling normally and all that kind of stuff, so force a run out of him here. First time strike again. Nice. It's good to force runs sometimes, right? Because, again, the through balls are freaking ridiculous in this game, so you could definitely score a lot of opportunities. Would I aim for a better general experience with this card with a dribbling boost? I don't think it's relevant enough for him, you know, because I really feel like that base characteristic of his, it's never going to go away. But I guess it also depends on your build-up playstyle. Like, if you force runs like this with the long ball tactic, then I guess it would make sense to give him the pace boost. But I also feel like the marksman would be perfectly fine for him, to be fair. It's moments like this where the shooting boost is nice, right? Oh, I was trying to use the shooting cancel right there, and it was working, but I think my other player got in the way. A little bit of physical presence. Physical presence definitely helps when your dribbling's not up to par as well, right? So aggressive right there. Oh, that sucks. Kind of halted his run right there. Yeah, cards like this, it's a pick your poison situation with the chemistry style. Attacking AI is okay. It's something like too special. Like I said, he doesn't feel like a high-low work rate player. Like high-low work rates, I'm telling you guys, you notice it like really quickly. Definitely feels more like a high-medium, even like a high-medium, I would say, close to high-medium, you know. He did score all 3 of the goals for me. His finishing is quite nice so far, actually. I do like that about the card. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna switch him to the striker position this time, because striker I don't have any specific instructions for. I don't even know if I have comeback in defense for it. I do have comeback in defense, which is fine. He has 83 stamina. Yeah, let's see how he moves across the pitch. I wonder if he has that specific attacking AI in the striker position. Really? Nothing there? I'm surprised, man. Yeah, he definitely doesn't feel like a high-low. High-lows in those situations, like, I guess it's, you know what it is, man? I think it's his attacking positioning. Oh, I wanted to just get that opportunity there with him. Didn't really work out, though. With your weak foot? Doesn't generate too much power out of it. Again, when you come off of like dragbacks like that, you have to usually take an extra touch if you don't have like top tier players because they just won't take a really consistent power strike, right? Finesse shot from a bad angle, yeah. Yeah, because he's not as aggressive as I thought he would be, guys. I would honestly just probably put a marksman on him. I feel like he needs a little bit of a dribbling boost. It's because of the body type, physical stats, and whatnot, you know? I'm going to force a run out of him here. That's not a good pass right there. Yeah, I definitely don't notice him being high-low. Like, those are always super noticeable work rates. Like, Talishka definitely has high-low. And it's always a combination of different things, too. It's never just, like... It's never really simple like that, right? I do think it's a combination of his positioning, though, for sure. Because whether I'm using him on the balance instructions, balance tactics, for the attack, or the long ball ones, he's not as aggressive as I thought he could be, you know? Usually when stuff like this happens, like, again, that's when I give them the marksman chemistry. Make sure that they have as good of a shooting boost as they possibly do, or they can have, and then make sure that I boost their dribbling so that they actually feel nice in the game. We got Coleman here. First time. Oh, and it doesn't even register to Cunha there. Like, that's crazy. Alright guys, so final verdict on this card. So this card is a little bit of a strange one, actually. I even tried to use him on the long ball tactic and the balance tactic because it's a good way to kind of like signify whether or not a player is going to be aggressive, right? As you guys know, I always mention attacking AI. I always compare it to the Moments Forsberg card, right? Because Moments Forsberg is actually a really aggressive attacker. Whether it's the long ball tactic or the balance tactics, he's very aggressive, right? This Matheus Cunha, he just feels normal, you know? It just feels like a normal card you can use in your team. For me personally, I would just use him in the cam position because the high-low work rates doesn't really matter that much on this card, personally. That's what I've noticed. And I think it's because of his base attacking positioning maybe being low. It's a combination of that. I don't think he has a lean body type in game either. I'm pretty sure it's like an average in game from what it looks like, right? So it just doesn't really make too much sense to really give him the pace boost, right? Unless you are really forcing those runs with him. Like a lot of the goals that I scored with him was me actually forcing the run, but I feel like boosting the dribbling is definitely going to be an important thing with this card because of his body type to his 6-foot height, right? So having him in the cam position, right, with a marksman chemistry style would definitely work out really nicely because you give him the shooting boost, you give him the dribbling boost, and you also give him a little bit of physical, which is fine because with a card like this, the attacking positioning boost doesn't really matter that much from what I've noticed, right? So people also went with a Hunter, a Hawk, an Engine, maybe even a Deadeye, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Yeah, I would even try out this card on a Deadeye because his attacking positioning is not that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's very usable. Like, if you're going to do comparisons of the sorts, right? Like I use a player like João Felix. The rare gold version of João Felix, I don't really like that much, right? Like in the beginning it was fine, but nowadays obviously not great. But this card is kind of similar in the sense where it's like, you know, dribbling is not crazy. If you give him an engine chemistry style, shooting might be low from time to time, but if you give him like a Hunter, you're not going to touch the dribbling, stuff like that, right? So Matheus Cunha is in a very similar situation like that. So is this card usable in game? Yes. Honestly, if I were to make him more usable in the game, I would probably just give him an engine personally, right? Because I would sacrifice the shooting being low for me to give him a little bit of extra pace when I need it, but I need to give this card a dribbling boost as well as a passing one. I would mostly use him, again, in the cam position and striker position, but I feel like the cam position works out perfectly for him. I wish he had the finesse shot trait, because I feel like the card would be really nice in regards to that, but it's a shame, man. This card doesn't feel like the, I think it was a winter refresh last year. I kept telling Paul, like, Paul, Matheus Cunha needs to be in the team, and this card's too good. And, yeah, this card definitely doesn't feel like that one, that's for sure. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Just do the gameplay objectives, guys. It's fun to do. You just unlock the card, and then it's in your team, and you could just use it for fun, right? Not everything needs to be meta, so